big thing yesterday was that Jussie Smollett, who created a fake hate crime against himself by hiring two guys to put a noose around his neck, and there was a Subway sandwich, and it was a whole thing, and basically the media fell for it hook, line, and sinker. It proved that we are a systemically racist city, country, and everything else. It turns out that none of it happened, and he's going to jail, so that's pretty great. Here's video of him being sentenced and his little outburst.
I'm fashioning the following sentence, and here's your sentence. I'm sentencing you to 30 months felony probation, and the probation is going to be to this court. You will pay restitution to the city of Chicago in the amount of $120,106. You are fined $25,000, which is the maximum fine, and you will spend the first 150 days of your sentence in the Cook County Jail, and that will start today, right here, right now.
No, I would just like to say to Your Honor that I am not suicidal. That's what I was about to say.
Okay.
I am not suicidal.
Okay.
I am not suicidal. I am innocent, and I am not suicidal. If I did this, then it means that I stuck my fist in the fears of Black Americans in this country for over 400 years and the fears of the LGBTQ community. Your Honor, I respect you and I respect the jury, but I did not do this. And I am not suicidal. And if anything happens to me when I go in there, I did not do it to myself. And you must all know that. I respect you, Your Honor. I respect your decision. Jail time. I am not suicidal.
Okay.
Wow. I mean, what you've got right there is a liar and a huckster, and I'm pretty sure he's telling everybody that he's about to kill himself in jail because he wants a further conspiracy theory or something else. I mean, that's seriously psychologically depressing and whatever else. Before I jump to you guys, there was a gajillion, we roughly estimated that number, gajillion blue check politicians, actors, et cetera, when this originally happened, saying how this proves that America is systemically racist and everything. Defiant L's caught this one from our wickedly brilliant vice president. This is way back when the first thing broke. Jussie Smollett is one of the kindest, most gentle human beings I know. I'm praying for his quick recovery. This was an attempted modern-day lynching. No one should have to fear for their life because of their sexuality or color of their skin. We must confront this hate. Of course, Nancy Pelosi also had one of these, and AOC had one of these, and just all the usual suspects. And of course, you can see the Hill headline below that he got prosecuted for the 150 days in jail for faking the hate crime. Ian, I'll start with you on this. A certain amount of people are not going to accept what reality is on this one, huh?
I mean, once you've doubled down, though, you might as well keep doubling down, because that was his whole goal the whole time. What I really want to say, though, is that 150 days is not that much for the consequences of what he was accusing someone of. Let's just say there was a miracle and two white men were walking around downtown Chicago, sub-zero temperatures, with MAGA hats on, and they were arrested. Do you think Jussie Smollett would have come out and said, no, I made the whole thing up? Or do you think they would be in jail right now for decades? Like, he could have ruined real people's lives, and 150 days is really not that much of a slap on the wrist in my mind. I think it's really appalling that you can play with people's lives, you can ruin people's lives. The risk reward here is just not correct.
Yeah, Kyle, what do you make of the outburst at the end? I mean, first off, still saying that he didn't do it. I mean, everyone knows that he did it. This is not up for debate at this point. But then the really bizarre suicide thing. I mean, just sort of going for the ultimate victim play. Like he was a fake victim, now going for the ultimate victim play. And obviously, I don't want the guy to kill himself. But you can sort of see where this thing feels like it's going.
Is he suicidal? I mean, he kind of left some doubt in my mind. Well, if this was Jussie Smollett's audition to get back on a network show, I think he's going to have to take some correspondence courses while he's in jail. Maybe get a couple of Nigerian guys to coach him through it. Because the only thing he was missing was like a fan, like, oh, I'm getting the vapors, or maybe the Fred Sanford, oh, look out, this is the big one. It was really cringeworthy and awkward and pathetic. And, I think it's kind of the, Colin Kaepernick syndrome and all of this stuff. The more that they, clown themselves out in front of the American public, the stronger they get, because the woke left, they eat it up so much. But at the end of the day, I just think that, whether it's Pelosi or Biden or Harris jumping onto this, it's not because his story is true. It's just that the narrative is the one that they want to spread. It's a useful myth, as Sorrell called it. It's something that furthers the Democratic Party's cause, and nobody who pushes useful myths is punished in the culture or is punished punitively in our criminal system in America anymore. So I think it's a sign that really we're swimming in this sort of cultural Marxist environment where these radical leftists are rewarded no matter how much they lie, no matter how much they defraud the American public. If they're grifters, they can get rich. Yeah, I mean, it's really, we need to change the culture if we're going to change the politics and the justice in this country. So I think it's something that's very important for us on the right to think about. And Daily Wire, I saw doing stuff like that in the entertainment field and everything. We need to do more of that on the right because what Jussie Smollett is done to this country is like deliberate, vicious, and it's really dangerous, and it's caused a lot of grievances and it's really made the legitimate grievances of people who are affected by racism seem it's diminished that.
Yeah, so actually, let's stick with that. Sara, I'll give you the final word on this, and then we got to jump. In terms of the culture part of this, because I think we probably all agree, Kyle is right, that we have to win this culture war. Of course, politics is downstream from culture, Andrew Breitbart, all of that. Is it starting to shift? I mean, we started with the Don't Say Gay thing, and it's like a lot of people are seeing the nonsense for what it is. A certain amount of people will wake up and be like, boy, I really fell for that Jussie Smollett hoax. What else do you think we can do to shift the game?
I mean, I think that we need to continue calling out all of this nonsense for what it is, continuing to draw attention to the left's hypocrisy. I think the barometer, the real barometer that we have coming up, obviously, is the midterms, and seeing what happens there, despite any, attempts to change the votes. But I think that's all that we can do. We can continue fighting fire with fire. I think for so long, conservatives were so stuck with, I don't like what's going on outside of my house, but I work for a living. I have my family. I keep to myself. I just want government out of my business, and I'm just going to stay within the confines of my own bubble. I think that we are seeing that we cannot do that anymore. We have to get out. We have to get involved. We have to get involved at local levels. Get involved with your school board. We have to be calling out all of this hypocrisy and nonsense every single day and drilling it into these people because they've been doing all of this for so long. They are professional, instigators. They have infiltrated all of these organizations, and we have to be able to fight back and really get active about calling these things out because, you may think that they scream the loudest and the squeaky wheel gets the grease, but I don't think that that's always the case. So hopefully the barometer of the midterms will end up showing us that we are on the right course, or more so that the leftists are on the wrong one.